Off season for FD 2023 starts right now. Last night I flushed all of the fluids on the car. I'm going to pull the engine and start dismantling everything today. I'm actually going to time myself to see how fast I can pull it. It shouldn't be too bad. We'll see. I'm by myself, so it might be a little bit longer than expected, but kind of go from there. The goal today is just to get the engine and trans out of the car. We kind of want to take notes as far as any damage that we've accumulated over the 22 season, and then we can start our actual refresh. I think we're going to redo the tube front, we're going to redo the tube rear, and then just update a few things that weren't working this year. Let's get started. All right, I have it fully jacked up. I'm going to set up a folding table, which is right there. So all the parts that I pull off of it, I can organize and look at it clearly. Pro tip, use a foldable table in your shop so when you're done with it, you can just put it in the corner and it's not taking up any space. Our shop isn't very small, it's also not very big, so we try to maximize the space we have with what we can. Foldable tables really help. All right, camera died, we're ready to pull it. Current time is right there. I've been kind of slacking a little bit, but hour and a half so far. I mean, we're moving. Let's get it out. And it's out. Let's check the time. Where are we at here? 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 21 seconds. 35 seconds. It took a lot longer than I thought. I've never done it. I've never pulled the engine with the supercharger on before, so that kind of took a little bit of finagling. Also, we switched up accessory drives this year, and turns out you have to pull the alternator to pull the engine. And to pull the alternator, you have to pull your power steering pump. So half of my accessories had to be pulled off to pull the engine. We made it work, or I made it work. I digress. Under 2 hours. Woo! Hopefully with the crew, we can get it to like an hour, because there's a lot of stuff that I was working on that definitely somebody could have been working on a different part of the car as well. So maybe over winter time, we'll get the crew and we'll try to get that number down. As you can see, the engine is out. Have to have a shirt over the supercharger just to make sure it doesn't get scuffed. Power steering pump kind of dangling there. No alternator. I did leave all the lines on just so I could see how they were. Yeah, as you can see here, I mentioned the folding table. It's definitely really dope to have. Going through, I found a bent V-band, so we got to make sure we keep eyes on those next year. Everything else seemed pretty fine. Yes, I know where every bolt goes, so I will be putting them in plastic bags. So the goal for tonight is just to clean everything up. Obviously, it is a mess. Like I said, I drained everything last night. Turns out I didn't. Power steering pump still had fluid in it. Oil cooler still had fluid in it. And the heat exchanger, ooh, that exploded on me. It squirted everywhere. But we made do. Tonight I'm going to clean up, put everything aside, and tomorrow we can actually start on the full season refresh. Let's get it. One thing I do want to say, for those of you running V8s in your 350Z, you know how bad it is to get the engine in and out with the driver's side header. Passenger side seems to come out pretty easy. Driver's side does not. Pro tip, use bungee cords. I'll show you how mine is, and you're gonna be like, wow, why didn't I do that? You know, having a secondary friend also helps, and they can hold the header, but when you're by yourself, use bungee cords. As you can see, I got a bungee cord here holding the header up. I also had a bungee cord down there. It was holding the header to the side. However, it fell off once we pulled the actual engine. But bungee cords work. All right, it is the next day. I ended up getting dinner yesterday after we pulled the engine, and time kind of flew by, so I wasn't able to clean up. Something I really got to work on is cleaning up before I go get food, because after I eat, I'm always really tired, and not really tired, but I just really don't want to do anything at 9 o'clock at night after I eat. So today I'm going to clean up and get a whole list of everything I need to do for the refresh. I don't think we're actually going to do a full refresh on the engine itself. I think we're just going to do some crank bearings and rod bearings just for preventative maintenance. Don't really want to bore anything out because with the 6.2, we've already bored it pretty much to where we want it. And if we go anything more, we're risking really thin cylinder walls. We'll make it work though. We still got a lot of other stuff to do over the winter, so let's get started on that, I guess. And we are done. Everything is put away for the most part. Some of the stuff is not completely organized, but I don't really know where I want to put it. We're probably going to be pulling a lot of it out throughout the off season for test fitting on some of the new parts, etc., etc. I got the oil stain cleaned up. For those of you who don't know, kitty litter works great. It's pretty much like Floor Dry, except it's not as expensive like as the stuff you would get from parts stores. You can pick it up at Walmart. It's super cheap. We've been using it forever. I do have to pull the transmission on the engine and get it sent out for refresh. Maybe we'll do it ourselves. I don't know. I've never pulled a dog box apart before, but I've heard they're pretty easy. So we might do that. I do have to put the engine on the engine stand, and then we're pretty much good to go, ready for the tube front. I don't know when we're going to start that. Hopefully pretty soon. Still got to get metal, but we'll make it work, right? That might be it for right now. We might add a little bit more here or here. Probably not, though. Maybe. We'll see. Stay tuned.